but I've been wanting this for like 3 days now. Wait, who else noticed? Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. If you're new here, I'm so glad to have you. My name is Amanda. Today I'm making a black bean and avocado wrap, and it is so delicious that even myself as a meat eater eats this for lunch quite often. So it's actually been a while since I've made this particular wrap, and for some reason it popped up into my head again. So I'm like, let's make it and share it. So let's gather up some ingredients and get started. Okay, so first off to note that it's super customizable, obviously. You can use ingredients that you like. Now, my only worry is my avocado feels a little firm today, but I've been wanting this for like 3 days now, and I'm tired of waiting for this guy to ripen. So hopefully it will be soft enough, because what you're gonna do is mash your avocado. I will be straight with you, this is not the prettiest dish in the world. So, uh-oh, is it so not ripe it won't even twist? We'll see how it goes. It looks pretty. Oh, I forgot to get a spoon. All right, so I've got a nice big bowl here for mixing. I mean, this is kind of a firm avocado, but we're gonna make it work. It's not like completely underripe. So this dish would obviously work better for an avocado that is not quite this hard still. So normally you should be able to put your knife in your avocado and give it a good twist, and the seeds should pop out, but this guy is on the firm side, like I said. The seed doesn't want to come out. Of course, it's the only avocado I have right now. Okay, well, hopefully this dish will work. All right, so I have my stubborn avocado in here, and now I'm gonna take a can of black beans. I'm gonna use, about half the can. Watson, sorry about my dog, guys. Okay, so I took about half the can. These have been drained and rinsed already. And I'm gonna take a potato masher, or you can use a fork, especially if your avocado isn't as firm as mine, and you're going to mash this up. So I came across this recipe, I mean, several years ago, and I've just kind of made it my own over the years. And it's one that, you know, over the winter, I never even think about, goes out of my mind. And then somehow when spring arrives, it comes to the forefront. And I'm like, oh man, remember that avocado bean wrap? I want to make that again for lunch today. And it, like I said, it is not the most attractive dish, but it tastes good. So, you know, sometimes that's what matters. So you're just going to want to mash this up to your preference and texture level that you like. This is kind of the base of the dish, and then everything else is just like what you happen to have in your refrigerator, you know, what you like to eat. So I'm gonna set this aside and grab some salt and pepper. Salt or pepper and some salt. All right, so now we have this lovely, beautiful colored mash. And we're gonna add some lime juice. And give that a good stir. So I gotta tell you, I think I filmed several videos in this t-shirt lately. I've lost a lot of weight in recent months, and I need a new wardrobe, people. I'm not a fashion, YouTuber, so good thing you didn't click on this title to see what I was wearing. So, oh yeah, and then cheese. So I'm gonna use some sharp cheddar cheese today, because sharp cheddar just has a strong flavor, and I want to be able to use not a ton of cheese, but I want that like punch of flavor. So again, you could use a vegan cheese here or whatever, you know, is your favorite go-to cheese. And then we're going to build our wraps. Actually, before we start, I'm gonna make some piles. So I'm gonna use some grated carrot. Now this is my big microplaner. Y'all seen me use my little one quite often. This is my big guy, and this guy is so sharp that you have to be very, very careful. I once cut a chunk of my thumb off and it took weeks to heal. I'm surprised I didn't even need stitches. I mean, because it was just a slice of skin though, so there wasn't really anything to stitch. And for like months after that, anytime I got this grater out, after it had even healed, my thumb would start throbbing. It's like my thumb remembered. Actually, I think that happened for like years. But you can tell I've used this guy forever. It used to have a black rubber handle on top, but that has since fallen off. But the blade is still sharp, and I love this thing. My mom had the same one. She threw hers away because after it sliced her thumb off, she said, no way, forget it. And so I think she uses the old-fashioned like box graters, but I just hate how much space a box grater takes up in my... So the blades are this way, so I can wipe this way and it won't cut me. Look at my carrot. It has a funny little extra piece. Okay. Of course, when you grate, everything goes everywhere, right? So I purposely got out a fairly big cutting board. I should have probably got out my giant one because I'm making little piles here. Now for the cucumber, it's going to add really good crunch. So I'm going to cut off a chunk of cucumber and I want to slice it into like little squares because I want it to stay crunchy in my wrap. So what I'm building here is different textures. You've got the kind of mushy, and then you've got crunch to balance it. And then we're going to add flavor with some herbs. So I had some basil that was looking a little sad in my refrigerator, so I saved what I could. And I'm going to use a little bit of basil. And then I've got the last little bit of my sprouts that I've been growing. I have one of those little windowsill herb gardens that I've been growing sprouts in. And I've got some cilantro here. So just use like mint would be good, you know, whatever like herbs that you want. Just give that kind of a rough chop. And then, oh, I forgot the onion. And then I'm gonna shave off some cabbage. Okay, probably making enough for more than one wrap here, but isn't that how it always goes? All right, let me grab some onion, I'll be right back. Normally I would use a red onion in this dish, but I don't happen to have one today, so you could also, again, leave out the onion, but it adds a lot of flavor and more of that crunch that I like to balance out. So slice off, I just want just a little bit of onion, so just taking one slice here, and I'm going to chop it up pretty fine. Not even going to use that whole slice because that would be way too much for me. And as much as I love garlic, I'm actually going to leave the garlic out. Shocker, right? Okay, now let's make a wrap. Yay. So use, again, whatever tortillas you like. I really like these high fiber ones. Most of the time I try to stick to as little processed foods as possible, but these tortillas have pretty good ingredients and I like their flavor. They have flaxseed in them, so I do go ahead and use these. Okay. This is going to be enough for me to have another wrap tomorrow too. So I do think that these wraps would be good to take to work the night before. I mean, you could make it up the night before if you like put your vegetables in a separate Ziploc bag to kind of keep them crunchy. So now I'm going to add some carrots. I grated way too much of everything, but that's okay because I will use up these vegetables in a salad for like dinner tonight. Whenever I cut too much of something, I just throw it in a Ziploc bag and then I use it some other dish. I'm always using little bits of stuff to make dishes interesting. Okay, so the cabbage again is adding to that texture. You want that crunch of the cabbage. And then really wish this was a red onion, but it's a sweet yellow, or yeah, sweet onion. And then I'm going to do another little squeeze of lime juice on top. And then you'll wrap it up and you'll have a yummy vegetarian wrap. I hope y'all try it out. Oh wait, who else noticed? I covered up my herbs with my cilantro and my basil with my cabbage and totally forgot to add them. And they add so much flavor to this dish. So definitely don't forget your herbs and my sprouts. My goodness. Okay, these are really big wraps, but they're gonna be good. I'm gonna make them work. And there you have a yummy vegetarian avocado black bean wrap. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video. And if you did, hit that like button, give me a comment. Tell me what ingredients you think would go good in this, because I think this dish is really good on variety. And yeah, just drop me a comment and I will see y'all around soon.